from right to left. They're running to the northern end of the ground. And Manly returning serve. And in the run on side is Lingy Sow. And in the run on side in place of Josh Starling. I was thinking that Brenton Lawrence would play today, but he's not. And Manly bring the ball outside the 20-metre line for Mateo to get his first touch. He debuted back in 2004 with Parramatta. He's playing game 200 today. 95 games with the Warriors, 80-odd with Parramatta. This is his 17th game as he takes this ball to the short side and gets the ball away back to Ballon. And Matt Ballon to play the ball just on Parramatta's side of halfway. On the eastern side of the ground, and Cherry Evans sends a low trajectory punt down the ground for Reece Robinson to be met by the kicker. And Cherry Evans pulling him back a good 5 metres. Such was the strength of his tackle. Parramatta then back inside their 30-metre line. Played by Faramo over there. Now Radradra, second on the try-scoring list coming into today. 19 tries from 15 games. Curtis Rona by the 1 try. So played by Darcy Lussick, and now for Gower. There's been a lot of interchange between these two clubs. I think 3 out there for Manly today will have played for Parramatta, and a similar number for Parramatta have played for Manly. Brett Stewart in goal, using Peta Hiku, and he'll play the ball on Manly's second set of the day, just inside the 10-metre line. And this is George Tafua. Really put some work into the hairstyle this afternoon. We'll get a closer shot of that. George Tafua playing on the left touch line today. Here's Mateo now. There's George. That is a lot of work. Massive man. And here's Trebojevic being hit hard in the tackle. Mayu it was. It hit him very, very hard. So an error there for Manly. And here is the aggressive second row forward. Ma'u about to play the ball back to De Gois, who's in the side, the run on side for Nathan Peets, who fractured a vertebrae in that match last week. Lussick again. From Manly to Parramatta, and now going from Parramatta back to Manly next year. Played by Darcy. And here is Norman, and Norman behind now, back to Robinson. He bullets one out to Radradra. He got a ball back inside to Morgan. Played by Morgan to go back to the middle of the ground to Ma'u. 8 metres out on tackle 5. De Gois behind 2 blocks, and then it's kicked by Kelly. The ball is allowed to bounce, and getting the ball is foreign. He hasn't been grounded, he has now.
Hey, Bernie, if you get a look at this.
It's a line drop out.
Yeah.
Line drop out for Manly, so it was a good set for Parramatta. Second best result.
Yeah, and as we walked over from the commentary position over there, there were a few sprinkles of rain around. Already Manly's turned the ball over. It's got very dark here. The lights have taken effect very, very early. And Tafua not willing to go in there in the greasy conditions and contest the ball. Instead happy to let it bounce and just try and round up a few of the attacking chasers. But it is very, very dark here at Brookvale at the moment.
And Gus, in saying that, oh, here's an interesting block of the ball by Hopewadi over there. And Parramatta on the first tackle are inside the 20 from the line dropout. So it was either a well-intended kick or one that went horribly wrong. And so Kelly it is who turns it in, and Lussick is with the ball. Just 8 metres away from the uprights. And De Gois up to Norman, back to Morgan, juggled by Radradra, not beaten yet, got the ball away, picked up by Cherry Evans, and played quickly by Cherry Evans. Has there been a quicker play the ball? Hiku loses the ball. Junior Paulo's got the ball. So the referee calling a hold.
It's one tackle. One tackle, boys. Wait here. Lock square, Justin. Back here.
Okay, I'm not quite sure what that was all about there, but anyway, it's with Gower now. And he's put down 9 metres out from the line. Trebojevic and Ballon doing the defensive work. Here's the halfback, Kelly again. And Parramatta really thrusting this attack down onto Manly's line. And here it is coming across to Ma'u again. So Manly's defence holding tight. Their defence in the last 4 first halves has been brilliant. They've only had 2 tries in. And here is Moroa. He's put down in front of the uprights. 5 tackles gone against the Eels again. And here's Norman putting a kick in, looking for Hopewadi, but Tafua. He kicks it over the touch-in goal line.
Yeah, very well-placed kick on that occasion. Well-weighted as well. The Eels are remaining patient. It's a good start for them. Really interesting to see a couple of their passes too, Gus, in the opening stages. They were sympathetic passes, basically just lobbing the ball up in front of the intended receiver rather than the hard bullet passes, of course, in the slippery conditions.
Yeah, it hasn't started the game hasn't started the way they would have liked at all, has it? All this defence down on their own goal line, turned it over a couple of times. Nothing wrong with this kick. You got this one right, Rabbits.
That was a marvellous drop kick from Terry Evans, 55 metres on the fly. And Lasek might get a penalty here. No. Bojovic, I thought, might have had a second go. Gower now. It's outside the 30-metre line. So it's been all Parramatta. Manly fleetingly were down the other end of the park. But it's been all Parramatta so far with the ball and his territory. And Norman shaped to go short to Ma'u, who wants to be in everything. Here's De Gois now, getting to Kelly. He puts a kick in. There was a ricochet. It came off Ma'u. It's come back. And Morgan has got the ball. 5 tackles gone, even though Parramatta players are saying nullify the tackle count, sir. Kelly kicks across, looking over there towards Faramo. He's knocked it backwards, picks it up and plays on. Got away there from Tafua. Throws a pass back, goes to Paulo. He throws the ball across. It might have gone forward. It has. So Manly finally will get their hands on the football.
And the Brookvale crowd responds. Up they go. They love their Sunday footy here at Brookvale Oval, and despite the inclement conditions, they're in to support their team and the charge to the top 8, and the boys have responded. 3 or 4 really good sets of 6 on their own line in defence to turn Parramatta away.
So the chant goes out for Manly as they get another use of the football. They've been sparingly given the football. 75% of possession running with the visitors at the moment. They've played 60 times here. 60 times since 1947, I think, was the entry point for these two. And Parramatta's only won 17 matches here. So the record at Brookvale is not all that impressive. And Parramatta with the ball now, 5 metres their side of halfway. A comment on the sideline, Brett Finch. G'day, mate.
Yeah, good afternoon, Matt. Good afternoon, everyone. Yeah, I don't know if you could pick it up on the screen at home, but the rain is coming quite heavy now. And the grass here at Brookvale, it's always quite long. So conditions will be very slippery for the boys this afternoon.
Keeping in mind that for Manly to get into the 8 tonight, they need to win by 24. That's going to be a tough assignment as this rain continues to come down, and is coming down probably more heavily than our pictures are showing you as Parramatta roll it into touch. Geoff Toovey in the regular season. What's he got left? Just next Friday night in the regular season. 28-12 the Holden Cup at Brookie. I'm talking about the earlier result, the Holden Cup. I beg your pardon, the first grade, the Titans 28, Raiders 12. So the Titans digging off the bottom, 28-12, hitting the Raiders. And there's the Holden Cup, 18-16. The Eagles won on the bell. They won on the bell, the under-20s.
And you're talking about a possible 24-point margin to get them in the 8 tonight. I think Manly will be happy to win by 1. The 2 competition points is what they want. The margin might become more relevant later in the match, depending on how things go.
Sal, then Trebojevic, and here's Mateo. And he's lost the ball, Mateo. And head referee has been coming.
Okay, Mark, mate.
And he orders a scrum to go down just outside the Manly 30-metre line.
Yeah, they've had 5 opportunities with the ball, and they've only completed 2 sets of 6. So 3 turnovers coming out of trouble. And Parramatta will come roaring back again. It's like Manly's begging Parramatta to score the first try. Either that or they want tackling practice. Corey Norman with a bit of a limp up there. Is that him there in the strapping?
Just wait till it's out here, boys.
On
Yeah,
the
Brad,
right
in you go,
knee.
mate.
He's limping on that right knee.
Here you go, Luke. Head right in, Reece. Out.
Parramatta then, another chance to inflict some worry upon them. Here's Radradra. He'll be hard to stop. They can't stop him. The big man gets his 20th try and goes level with Curtis Rona. You'll remember he scored a hat-trick of tries against Manly in round 1. He became the first person in rugby league history to score hat-tricks in consecutive years in that first-round match against Manly at Pertec Stadium. Radradra scoring. Brad, you've got a perfect view on what's in front of young Kelly.
Sure, have. He's aiming out of the right post. It was in the 10th minute last week where Tim Manor scored the try. He's going to bring that back just nicely. Good to see Ryan Morgan in this bit of space. And how good is when Semi Radradra gets it over the line. What a great start to the Eels.
So for Brad Fittler, it's back to the umbrella. Gus, here's the try on replay.
Yeah, it was poor defence, actually. Jamie Lyon was forced to come in on a player he probably didn't need to attend to, and that just opened the space for Morgan round the corner to Radradra, and that was the end of it. But every time you come up against Parramatta, I reckon any NRL coach in the league, when they know it's Parramatta this week, their first thought is this fellow over on the wing, because that's their go-to side, that's their go-to man. And if you happen to get through a game without him scoring, you've done very well.
Norman with that right knee heavily strapped, taking the ball and giving it immediately to Junior Paulo. Now to the other prop forward, Lussick. 25 out from their own line then, Parramatta. That's the first time I think play has been inside the Parramatta 30-metre line, with possession running at 69, 70% for Parramatta. Ma'u taken by Cherry Evans. He's tackling aggressively today, Cherry Evans. And the Grace goes back to Lussick. An interchange between Parramatta and Manly, as I said, there's been a lot of it down through the years, and it's going to continue somewhat into 2016. James Hassan, for instance, is going from Manly across to Parramatta. Here's Hiku. And of course, the big gun is Kieran Foran, going over to Pertec Stadium, making that his home base. George Tufua. He's a Parramatta junior, I think. Tufua. A lot of Parramatta juniors have made their way here. Jamie Burer, the Wolfman Williams. A lot of Parramatta juniors have come here to get an opportunity. This is Trebojevic now. And he'll play the ball in the centre of the ground for Ballon to go away to his playmaker. And Cherry Evans with lovely weight on it. And I was about to say he made a fool out of me, but he didn't. It had lovely weight on it, but just trickled over the dead ball.
Interesting to see the territory being gained by both packs at the moment. The Manly in that set of 6, they've made around about 30 metres tops before they came in with their fifth tackle clearance kick. With the Eels, they're chalking up 55 to 60 metres each carry.
This carry was by Ma'u. As I said earlier, he's been heavily involved. Started this game, Gower can unload a ball. De Gress was the recipient, and this is Morgan. So Ryan Morgan, who played a very big part in that try, scored by Radradra. Again with Lussick now, puts the forearm out as a bumper bar into the chest of the tackling lock forward Leary. Kelly waves Moroa inside. He drops the ball down and away to Robinson, and now for Norman to go across to Morgan. And Hiku dropped off, and Morgan took play up to the 20-metre line. 5 tackles gone for the Eels, and now Norman goes to the blind side and puts a grubber kick in. Hiku comes away with it. I would have thought the weather was appropriate to the high ball. He came to a short side and put a grubbing kick in. Penalty goes Manly here.
And they needed it. They're right off the pace at the moment, the Sea Eagles. It's not the mentality I thought we'd see here in the opening stages of this game, where they'd stamp their authority and try and break the spirit of the opposition. If anything, they've played right into Parramatta's hands. And in these conditions, these big Parramatta players are making easy meters and dominating field position.
Interesting change for Manly. Trebojevic has come off, and that man has gone on. I think it's James Hassan. Yeah, Hassan's gone on for Manly, and Trebojevic, who normally plays a lot of minutes, is off. There he is on the bench.
Yeah, he'd already made 14 tackles.
Stewart got a ball to Maddo. Gus will come back to you. Tafua's running down that eastern touchline. He got a kick to go infield off the outside edge of the right boot, and Parramatta have got it back.
I think Trebojevic's tackle count just got up so quickly, so early. They probably thought they needed to give him a spell. And there's Manly with only a half chance, taking a spectacular kick. That's not a good sign for me. Right at the moment, they're not giving me the body when they get
Well, your tip was that Manly would come out all guns blazing, lead by a big margin, and then Parramatta would come back at them. It's not working out that way. Here's Robinson on his own 40-metre line. There's a bit of shirt grabbing, isn't there, with Parramatta, with Manly, Mateo, Wally.
You know, lucky as well. There was a golden opportunity out wide.
Kelly drives it down to bounce down to the 10. Hickey was with it. And the rain incessant, and it's quite heavy. Jamie Lyon hit by De Goyce and Paulo, and then Ballon with a little dummy before unloading to Horro. Justin, of course, played for the Parramatta side. I think he finished up, unfortunately for him, playing New South Wales Cup, and it became obvious he was going to be released. Now Felitti. It is who puts a kick down into the corner. Robinson goes back. He left the field of play to mark that ball. So this, I was going to say this is going to be difficult for him, but he got back. And the Manly tackler dropped off him. So Terapo, he just leaves the field of play, see? So there's no way you're going out for a free carry for a 7-tackle restart. Played there by Hopewadi. Now, you know who it is. Try scorer. Semi Radradra. De Goyce away from Ma'u. Middle of the ground then for Parramatta, leading by 6-0 after 19 minutes of the game. Incredible story with Manly, isn't it? They've won 7 of their last 9 games. And today they're looking for their 5th in a row, which they haven't done. 5 on the trot since 2013. This time last year, after 23 rounds, they were the competition leaders. And here's Foran breaking through, steps around Robinson, gets it away. Steve Maddai gets try number 50. Steve Maddai's got his 50th try. Fourth player ever in the club history to score 50 tries at Brookie.
Yeah, well, I know Manly will be very happy Kieran Foran has done this, and I think somewhere there'll be a smile on Parramatta faces as well, because he's headed to the Eels next year. By Suzu D-Max replay, Foran does it all. Maddai finishes it off.
Jamie Lyon, his centre partner, will convert down at the Fulton Menzies stand, end of the ground, and Brad Fittler's on the sideline.
Yeah, on the Sunday footy show, he was one of Finchie's top 3, Kieran Foran. During the whole year, he's been in great form. And if you have a look at the defence there, everyone out there is wanting to slide at the moment. The best way to beat sliding defence is by wanting to run straight and hard, and that's what he did.
Well, very encouraging for the Seagulls to see them finally going forward. They've been taking a lot of their play across field, perhaps sticking to a planned attack that they had prior to today when they realised they were going to be in the wet conditions, but going forward, just buying some territory. That's the number one goal out here this afternoon.
James Hassan is with the ball just outside his own 10-metre line, and that is Leary, Blake Leary, playing at the back of the Manly scrum. Now for Haro. So 6 points all after 22 minutes of the game has gone by. Leary again, taken by De Gois over the top, and Junior Paulo underneath. Cherry Evans in the... I'm not quite sure what colour boots they are. Would that be a teal? Gus, you're the colour expert. Would that be a teal as that ball goes over the dead ball line?
I'm colour blind, Rabbits. You know that. That's why I'm not in the police force.
That's why you go through all those red lights.
I failed the test.
Well, thanks for your help on that. Wally, any idea what colour you call those boots?
Is it aqua?
It might be blue, yeah. It might well be described as sky blue.
Puce.
It's not puce, I'm sure.
What's puce?
Yeah, somewhere between mauve and purple.
Well, that's what it looks like to me.
Maroa for Kelly, and Kelly goes forward to Norman, and then to Robinson, and Robinson to Radradra. And I tell you what, it was all hands on deck there for Petahiku. A daunting task, isn't it? Well, I would imagine it is. This hulk of a man charging at you. Matt Ballin is coming off injured as they go wide. Radradra's going to do it again.
Yep.
An absolute bullet-like pass, perfectly directed, and Radradra gets two. Will he get another hat trick against them?
Well, he's got a long way to go, and Corey Norman, that's what he's able to do. He's got great vision, the ability to feel the defence. Isuzu D-Max replay. The big bloke's got a double.
One in, and he's just pulled it across to the left of the uprights. Brett, have you got something on Matt Ballin?
Yeah, we just seen Matty Ballin limp off. It didn't look very good, so we may not see him for this afternoon. We spoke in the preview about the left side of Parramatta Eels, Corey Norman, and also Semi Radradra, and they haven't let us down. And there's Matty Ballin. Geez, it looks like his afternoon it's over. It doesn't look too good.
And that's going to be a real problem for Manly, because when you look at their bench, Starling, Senalafeo, Cheekham and Hassan, there's no ready-made replacement there to go and fill in a dummy half. And I'm just trying to work out now how they might shuffle these fellas around. It's very interesting to see who goes into the dummy half role. And when you've got a bloke like Ballin is so durable and plays every game, every week, every year, and he goes missing, suddenly you miss him a lot.
So Maroa brings it out to the 20-metre line. Well, there's Jamie Buhrer in amongst the cluster of Manly players either injured or suspended. And in a normal situation with Jamie available, he would be automatically in the dummy half. But you're quite right. Ballin plays that many minutes, you don't even get a chance to school or mentor somebody into a relief job or deputy job.
Well, you don't think of it. Sometimes they've had young Hodges on the bench, and he's a live wire. And on the rare occasions, Ballin misses a game.
It's out on the full.
Kick from Norman out on the full. Well, we'll get a look straight away now what they're going to do. Cherry Evans probably trains there in Origin camp for Queensland because he comes off the bench for the Maroons, but I'm not sure if Manly want their halfback playing a dummy half. Well, here he is. He's gone to dummy half. So Cherry Evans will go to the dummy half role. No, he's not. Next one is...
It's Leary, the lock forward.
Leary, the lock forward's gone.
This is Hassan.
It looks like he's going to take up the role.
So Blake Leary will go to dummy half, so it appears. And here is Matai working on that left edge with Tafua. 18 metres out from the line. Parramatta leading, but at the moment backpedaling. And here's Mateo, Foran, Cherry Evans glides in between them, but Morgan dives on the path.
Back here. No, you're calling forward. Wait there.
And Cummins
That'll be 0.
calling Morgan back to where he was tackled. And in Manu Vatavai fashion comes in to take a run. The season was over. Manu, they've finished the season with not much luck. The Warriors, that's for sure.
Well, we're a long way away from the end of this match. I mean, what can happen between now and then, but we're not seeing from Manly what we want to see, I can tell you. They've got to lift appreciably here.
Cheekham has gone out there for Manly as Hopewadi tries to get around the defence of Matai, but that's easier said than done. Kelly now, and then Norman, taken by Josh Starling, but it was okay. Hiku goes to the... Oh, he's been tackled in mid-air.
Without the ball, Manu. No, people
Right there, offside players.
tackling without the ball here.
Yeah, there's no doubt this penalty was warranted, and Manly will get the penalty from 12 metres out.
I don't know how you give penalties like that, crikey.
There's the man that has been penalised. That's Ma'u.
They just don't allow you to touch the legs of a player that's in the air like that. You've got to be up there competing for the ball.
Rabbitohs and Broncos on Thursday. The news on Greg Inglis is good. The news that I heard is good. But the Rabbitohs are certainly going to need him against the Broncos. And then Friday, haven't we got 24 hours of absolute rugby league bliss? The Manly side will play the Roosters on Friday night. And that match is here. But let's keep our mind on this one, because this is a grand final game, I would think, for Manly. Some people think 28 will get you there on percentages, but I'm thinking the cut-off mark's going to be 30, which means that every game's a grand final for Manly. Here's Cherry Evans. Morgan went up quick.
Well, we've got a four-point gap between the two teams at the moment, but you have a look at the way this game is unfolding. The Eels managing to be able to restrain the Eels' attack. They are way in front in this battle in defence.
Cherry Evans then gives his chasers a bit of time, and Radradra goes high. And here is Hiku again, chasing him down, and the
dear.
ball!
Seriously.
It's gone into touch.
Watch it, man.
Well, this is what drives coaches crazy. He's well inside the field of play, felt himself going out. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. Let's have a look. Oh, yes. It was a delayed reaction from the touch judge. He was just computing what he had seen. But you can make an argument he touched the line.
You talk about coaches, that look on the face of Brad Arthur says it all. You see, Radradra was already tackled. He was on the ground. The ball had touched the ground. There was a tackler there. He didn't have to throw the ball.
No, that's right. But he caught the ball 20 metres in from touch, 10 metres out from his own line. He had no right to go that way in these wet and greasy conditions. Anyway, that's experience.
This is Josh Starling in jumper number 10. 5 metres out from the southern end of the ground. Leary, Cherry Evans, he floats one over the Hiku. Hiku comes to Morgan, gets the ball down. Oh, gee, this has been some kind of powerhouse try. This has been just a wonderful exhibition by the New Zealander, Peter Hiku.
Well, there was no try there for him. The ball came to him so slow, the defence got across in front of him. Cherry Evans sees the opportunity, but it's a long, high pass. He's got to jump for it. It's not on. He's got 1, 2. Oh, they knock each other over. He didn't knock him over. They knocked each other over. Parramatta tackled each other and not the man with the ball. Try to Manly.
Jamie Lyon fails with the conversion. 10-10 the score.
Yeah, they came across in all good intent, but this can sometimes happen in slippery conditions. Norman knocks Radradra out of the way, and Hiku's got a free run. What's this? Semi's all ready for the tackle, and he gets belted from behind. Norman goes, oh, dear.
I don't think he said dear.
Something like that. for goodness sakes.
That's right.
He said something.
Kelly kicks off. What have we got? About 7 minutes of this half remaining and 10 points all. And 60-40 is the breakdown of possession. Obviously, oh, they knock on in front of the goal, 15 metres out.
No wonder Geoff Toovey was absolutely amazed. The Sea Eagles were back there, Gus, planning exactly how they were going to get away from their own territory. I'm sure that wasn't the plan.
Poor old Geoff. Look, who'd want to be a coach?
A little bloke.
Anyway, they've invited Parramatta back again.
What do you mean who'd want to be a coach? He wants to be a coach. He is a coach.
I don't think you'll miss it.
He's devastated. But anyway, here is a Robinson half promoting something for Hopawatu. He played the ball 10 metres out from the line. Moroa, talented youngster, played much of the year with a busted shoulder. De Goyce waiting, Norman calling, getting the ball and sending the 16 ahead. That's Terapo. De Goyce going back right side for Norman. This is Alvaro in 17. Played some junior football down in the Southern Highlands. Grace long to Kelly, short to Moroa, but the Manly online defence very strong on their left edge. Now Kelly peppers them over on the other side, and Radradra comes down with the ball, and he's passed from the ground as far as I can see. It's not going to make any difference. It's a handover anyway. But he is on the ground and he passes the ball, so they could have easily distributed a penalty. Not for the first time on the same player. If you remember down here.
Yeah, it could well have gone.
Exactly, he passed from the ground down here 5 minutes ago. He's done the same at the other end of the ground. Anyway, same result, except they don't get a kick for touch.
Well, they're continuing to waste their opportunities. I think the Sea Eagles keeping the ball close to the ruck, not making very much territory at all. The preference is still to slide across field rather than gain territory and get a good kick and chase game.
This is Mateo. 200 a day, as I pointed out. Play with Parramatta is somewhat of an enigma, I think is a reasonable word to use with Mateo. Can do anything at any time. The mere fact that he's been to 3 clubs indicates that he might be, as I suggested, a bit enigmatic. Hopawati to play the ball. I think he's got some contractual problems going on with Parramatta at the moment. As the Eels, his team, get a penalty. Just under 4 minutes of the first half to go, and Lussick back on the benches, getting some examination done on the scalp area. Television lighting brightens the actual picture. You've heard that before. It's very, very dark here at Brookvale, but every time I look at the monitor, it sort of makes a liar out of you. The pictures you're seeing are much brighter than what we're seeing in reality here. Alvaro. 11 out in the middle. It's 10-all just in front of halftime. Norman comes away. It's gone from Robbins. Here's Ma'u! Ma'u is over to score Parramatta's third try.
Check for possible obstruction here, please.
So they're looking at obstruction.
Bernie, have tackle 3, have a try. Can you check to see if there is an obstruction in that play, please?
Well, at first glance, it looks like a beautifully executed play where they've gone wide on a number of occasions towards Radradra. They've got this big man, Ma'u, coming back hard on the inside. It's whether or not a gap has been created by a decoy runner. Let's have a look. Norman goes to the line. Now he goes in to make a tackle there. The Manly player, and misreads it. There's no obstruction there at all.
Well, he hasn't come back into the hole created, has he?
Well, he has, but the defender that would have been in that hole had made a bad decision to go in on the other one. It was actually the Manly defender that created the obstruction on his own teammate. because he went in on a man that didn't get the ball. It's a beautifully worked play. It just fooled the Manly defence.
Here comes the result. And they stay with the referee's decision. Third try for Parramatta.
Kelly knocks this one through. Let's just hold our breath. Hold on. Oh, dear, oh dear.
14 to 10. That will be pretty much, I would think, the halftime score. Kelly admonishes himself. That almost a gimme, isn't it, for a first-grade goal kicker there?
Yeah, but both he and Jamie Lyon have done the same thing today. When you're kicking these synthetic balls in these greasy conditions, you've got to aim straight and kick straight. You don't want to be trying to put any spin on the ball, because you can't get spin on the ball or hook on the ball in wet weather. It's like playing golf in wet weather, Rabbits.
I didn't know that.
Didn't you?
No, but I do remember calling some of your football matches, and you did do a fair bit of goal kicking, but you wouldn't have been playing with the synthetic ball.
I was a toe taker too. We had the leather ball. We had to scrap around to get our own mound. We had to find dirt and dust on the field.
Some people might have thought you're talking about something, an art of the game you aren't knowledgeable about, but you were a goal kicker.
Not much good at it, but
this is Alvaro. And now it's gone down for Kelly to put it into touch. In fact, I remember giving you my Radio Man as a Match award one day. It was an HMV transistor radio. Your face.
$4.95 they were at the time, weren't they?
Exactly. $4.99, yeah.
I remember in the old days, remember when Frank Hyde used to give away the Seiko watch?
Yes.
You know, and it was my dream to get a Seiko watch. Anyway, he came on the field one day and gave me man of the match, and it was a cassette radio, and I looked like I lost the lottery. You know, I was waiting for the Seiko watch, and I got a cassette radio. I think I sold it for $50 to have a drink after the game.
Push. Thank you, Bernie. Right, boys, in we go. Hold the weight there, Reece. Hold the weight.
So the scrum packing 11 metres out from the Manly line. And Jamie Lyon was with the ball. We're just a matter of 5 seconds out from half-time, and Manly will get a penalty.
There's your mark. Yep. Nice here, back on side.
Evans, will he find the line? Reece Robinson gives chase, but my God, that's a big kick.
Yeah, well, he said it's a big kick and it gives them a chance. They've only got one play. It'll be interesting to see what they do with it.
Horro, Cherry Evans, and it's gone behind Brett Stewart and taken by Kieran Foran. There's enough men in the tackle to make sure that not even Kieran Foran is going anywhere. Half time here, we've got the Eels 14, Sea Eagles 10, and Semirad Radra got 3 against Manly in the opening round of the competition. He's got 2 this afternoon. The skies close in and darken the situation so that those lights now pretty much providing all of the illumination here at Brookvale. Manly, I'm just going to talk to Gus and Wally. Geoff Toovey. Gus, what's Geoff Toovey say at half-time?
Well, he could say any number of things. I mean, it's a very experienced back line. They've got to get themselves in position. They've got to hold on to the ball and stop gifting Parramatta field position. But where we came into this contest, maybe looking at a possible 24-point win and forcing their way into the 8, they've now got to find themselves, they've got to win this second half by 4 or more to keep in touch.
Yeah, I still don't think the Sea Eagles are playing the game the way that they should be.
Not even close, mate.
That's a classic example of it. Gifting the Eels a penalty, 45 metres out from their own line. But when they're running the ball, they seem to be simply having to look sideways, running the ball across the field rather than up the middle. I know the Eels forwards certainly do enjoy a battle up front, try to make sure that they can dominate proceedings, but Manly at the moment simply quite comfortable with tipping the ball onto other players, and they're going sideways, but making no or very little damage up the middle.
7:30 live on Gem tonight, the Ashes. So played by Moroa, and now Joseph Paulo is out there, and Alvaro's with the ball on the ground. 10-metre line just in front of him. Goes on to Norman, goes out the back to Robinson. Here's Radra again. He's 5 metres out. Crowd pleasers, they raise the octave, don't they? Paulo away, Norman out the back, and here's Kelly, and here's Hopewadi. Taken by Matter. And a barge over try for Parramatta.
Yes, mate.
It's a barge over try. I think it might be Terapo, is it?
Faramo, I think.
It's Faramo. You're quite right, Gus. It's the winger Faramo.
Well, this is typical of Manly's attitude all afternoon. Fancy a winger picking the ball up from dummy half and just bursting through the line there, pushing them out of the way to jam it down. Isuzu D-Max replay. Parramatta score first in the second half.
Parramatta picking up the offer and taking 4. And Kelly might take another couple. In fact, he does. So have a look at this scoreboard now. Parramatta have got out to a lead of 20-10. So Manly, they're just going to have to somehow or other click into gear, because this could well be the end of it. Many people say it's a grand final for them every week.
Well, their opening to the game was terrible, and you would have expected a spirited opening to the second half. They just didn't do it. A couple of sloppy tackles, a penalty, and then on tackle 2 or 3, they just get barged over from dummy half to score. It's not hungry enough. It's not what we anticipated.
Played then by Ma'u, and here is Alvaro. 35 metres away from his own line to De Gois, and then Kelly does it on the second occasion after a dummy, and then gave it to Maroa. Plays it on 40. Hopewadi breaks the tackle of Hassan. Plays the ball almost on halfway. The kick is on for Norman. And it's high. He had to rush it a bit. Hiku. It's a great take. Fantastic take. Back on his own 20-metre line. And Ballin's about to come back into the game. On the day that we welcome 150 Golden Eagles to the ground, and then Matt Ballin and his teammates were ushered out by the Mona Vale under-6s and both his sons. Left and right hand, Fletcher and Murphy. So Foran, Trebojevic, Cherry Evans, and this is Hassan. Cherry Evans again, plugs it down. Oh, gee, that's a catch. There's a hell of a... Oh, Ballin's gone down.
No, he's just collapsed.
Swatch Ballin. Time, 1. Brad Radra.
Matt Ballin has gone down.
Come on, mate. Benny. Thanks, Ryan. Go. Yep.
Well, he's gone out there to Trenier and he's just gone down. No one near him. The leg gave way. He's bravely gone out and tried to play on an obviously injured knee, and it's just completely collapsed on him with no one around.
So Matt Ballin is about to be lifted onto the stretcher. This knee injury that brought him from the field of play earlier today, it obviously has just given out on him, and he almost seemingly collapsed. So they've got him on his feet. I think he's asked for no stretcher. This is what happened earlier today. I think this is where the original thing happened.
Yeah, he got whacked from the left-hand side. The knee bent in. He was reaching for the knee straight away.
And here he is there. As you can see, there's nobody within Cooey, and it just gives away. And he goes to ground. Brad on the sideline, Brad Fittler.
Yeah, when the first time he was on the sideline, Finch and I were looking down there, and he looked in no shape to be coming back in. He was just standing on the sideline waiting for any sort of advice. And as he walked into the tunnel, I think it forced Fincher to say, well, he won't be back. And then we saw him warming up on the sideline. So either he's got some pretty poor advice, or he's just a bit too brave for his own good. But you got to think this will be the last we see of Matt Ballin for tonight.
Yeah, but also it's a couple of interchanges. I mean, they've got him on there. They've had to make an interchange to get him on there. And now they've got to interchange to get him off again. and he's been out there for 20 seconds. So that's 2 interchanges off the list for Manly that could be vital down the back end. And Parramatta have dropped the ball. Can you believe it?
Hello.
And here's Hassan. He's going to join Parramatta next year. And he puts the ball over the line for Manly this year.
It's on the other side.
So James Hassan
Have a try.
involved
Just confirm grounding here, please.
in that accident with Anthony Watmough at the start of the year. Has scored, it appears he scored a try for Manly.
I was watching the ball as it was fizzing near the line, thinking, did it get over the line before he fell on it? Yeah, he's got it. He's got it okay. Done really well. In the wet conditions, he could have easily bobbled that. But what about that for a turnaround in the space of 30 seconds? There's your try. The disappointment of Matt Ballon leaving the field. Parramatta drop it on play 1. And Hassan gets his foot to the ball, races through. It sits up nicely. By Suzu D-Max replay, the Sea Eagles out of nowhere, out of absolutely nowhere, hit back to get back in the game.
There's one man that's feeling very happy. I'm sure it's Jamie Lyon at the moment. He was very busy getting in between all of his players and reminding them they still had a big job to do. They've got plenty of time remaining in the game. Come on, fellas, things aren't over. Seconds later, they're all celebrating alongside him. That is an extraordinary turnaround.
Out of nowhere.
I know you're absolutely right. I mean, out of all of that adversity, the adversity that was absolutely up in Manly's face, comes 6 points. Brett Finch, yes, Finchy?
Yeah, totally agree with you, Rabs. They've stumbled and bumbled their way through this game, and they needed a bit of luck to get back on track. Now it's up to these guys. They're senior players. Cherry Evans, Matt-Eye, Lyon, Stewart. They're big guns to really pull them into line, get their attitude right, and get them going in this last half an hour.
Well, the Parramatta side has still had 64% of the possession. Here's Trebojevic. He went through a paper-thin wall of defence, takes it out to his own 40. They've built some victories off the back of young Trebojevic. And if their forwards get a roll on and are competitive with Parramatta, we know how good their back line is. This is Starling with the ball. Parramatta by 4. 7.5 gone second half. Leary. So the Manly crowd now, they get involved with Brett Stewart. A game that certainly so far hasn't been made for him. As I said, so little ball. The kick across, there's a Manly player down as Jamie Lyon. It's loose, it's picked up by Hiku. And 6 more for Manly. They're 10 metres out from the line.
And Radra's down. They're short a man in defence. Oh, why stop the game?
Jake. Just wait, 0, Hiku. No.
Well, I guess the only reason he stopped the game, Gus, is because that's where Manly were going. They would have attacked back to the right-hand side for sure. They had 5 on 3.
Radra, yeah, gets an accidental knee there. It was from Horro, who was coming in. No intent there. But I'm not sure when we started stopping play every time someone went down injured.
Can I just throw my tuppence worth in? Isn't there something that says that if a trainer indicates to the referee the play has to be stopped, doesn't the referee have to adhere to that?
Yeah, but the trainers.
I understand, yeah. I mean, it's a moot point.
Yeah.
And it's very clouded and all those words we can use to describe it. But Raja's on his feet, he's okay.
But he wasn't in, it wasn't a case of life and death there.
We can see that now, but Ben Cummins doesn't know that. It's a tough decision. Here's Hassan. So Leary for Foran, and here's Trebojevic losing the ball. So Moroa comes away, stepping over fallen bodies. And he'll play it 12 out from his own line. This is Faramo, Parramatta's most recent try scorer. Papawati just inside the 30-metre line. Alvaro.
Well, that was a crazy few minutes, wasn't it?
To Joyce finding Terapo. He's lost the ball. And it's a knock on. So Manly will get the ball in good position. Parramatta making some changes. I saw a trainer tell Terapo to retire to the other side of the ground. They got Junior Paulo getting back in. And a knock-on ruled by the referee, the assistant referee, Alan Shortall. And there's Terapo with a long walk back to the benches.
Well, the home crowd, they're huddled under umbrellas and raincoats, and they're very quiet. They've been quiet. They're looking for some reason to cheer here.
These are like English conditions, aren't they? Really misty and wet and miserable. Knowsley Road and those places, Wally, you'd remember them well. Here's a call from Cherry Evans that looked a little bit suspect. Played on the 20-metre line by Horro. And here's Trebojevic again. He's giving me the impression, he said, just give me the ball, I'll show you the way. And here's Foran off his left foot. He'll play the ball 10 out on 5. Leary is the dummy half again. And Cherry Evans puts a kick in, it's too hard. So 7 tackles for Parramatta. And they've got to hang on to the ball, the Eels. That's why Manly are back in the game, really. Parramatta have just made a couple of errors. That's how they build up this massive percentage of 60%. They're frittering it away now, though. Women's 2020 cricket, Australia versus England. You'll see that from Monday, August 31 at 9 o'clock on Gem. So the girls in action there in the 2020 series against England. Monday, 31st of August on Gem at 9:30. Joseph Paulo playing the ball, Alvaro running it up towards halfway. 20 plays 16. Parramatta now turning the ball over to the left side of the ground where it's Ma'u. And he crawls off for Mark.
That's tackle 3, take it
I'm going
back.
to send him back.
Benny, tackle 3.
We've been enforcing this quite rigidly today.
Wait here. Marcus, push up. Push up, Jamie. 3 tackles. Hold it, hold. Straight. Hold.
So they're coming through Junior Paulo, then Joseph Paulo, and then it's away to Maroa. And they're 31 metres out from the Manly line. De Groot, Opawati, joint tackle of Leary with Matai. Kelly kicking into that corner where Hiku is based. And it's come off Hiku, it's come down to Jamie Lyon after it came off a Parramatta player. He's wielding a knock-on.
Yeah, Bernie. Thanks, Bev.
Knock-on for Manly against Peter Hiku.
Well, big set of 6 here for Manly. Big set of 6. Hiku goes up. Let's have a look. Let's see, it looks all Parramatta, doesn't it?
Well, that's exactly right. It looks like it's come back from Parramatta to another Parramatta player.
Hiku's got nowhere near it.
That wasn't Hiku's hand.
No, Hicky's hand.
Hasn't touched it.
No.
That's
Jamie,
rubber to green.
That's right, cool.
Hold up, Jamie.
Have a look, sir.
Hold it, wait there.
It's a massive call, this.
Well, they can't change it because they've stopped the play. There's no start point.
Hold here, hold, Letty.
They've already called the scrum. It's over.
So Parramatta with Radradra, very much the go-to man, playing it on the 10-metre line. Now Norman turns it back to Ma'u. Manly have been proud of their online defence in more recent times. And the knock-on from Parramatta. Here's this man Hassan again.
Well, it's almost trading places, isn't it? Parramatta employing the sort of game that Manly did in the first 40 minutes, wasting plenty of opportunity.
Fallen, trying to step his way through. Hassan leaving the field, down at the southern end. Matai.
I think the football gods looked after Manly there. The incorrect call could have been costly if Parramatta had scored, but the footy gods squared it up for them. They made Parramatta drop the ball.
It's Josh Starling in the centre of the ground. So Senna Lafayette is out there now. Mateo gave it to Cherry Evans. And he's lost the ball, and Norman has got it. The ref said play on. Alvaro is put on the ground. Apparati from double half. He's pulled down by Leary on the 40-metre line. Parramatta's end of the ground. Faramo. Kelly. Paulo. Running at Horro. Cherry Evans and Horro stopping this massive man, Junior Paulo. Norman, shaped to go in, went out, knocked on by Morgan. Advantage Manly with Starling. And here's Hiku bringing it infield. And he's a bit groggy there, Isaac de Gois. Gets up shaking the head. And back into the defensive line, the number 9. Here they come, Manly, with Mateo. He can work some magic, and it's an appropriate time for him to do just that. Produce the magic wand. Trebojevic, 30 out from the line. We've had 4 tackles, we go into 5. Foran, Cherry Evans, Stewart. Now it's away for Jamie Lyon. So 5 gone. And Cherry Evans wants the ball, obviously. Here he is with the kick, and he puts it along the ground. Oh, look at Medai after it, and it's hit the uprights, and it's bounced back into the hands of Junior Paulo.
Well, the goalpost there saved Parramatta's bacon. Can you believe that? It was all Manly jerseys. All Manly jerseys. Not a Parramatta player in sight. The ball comes back to Junior Paulo.
Appropriately, the pads on the goalpost are blue and gold.
And that just adds to the frustration of the home crowd.
This is Joseph Paulo now.
They've got to work for it, haven't they, Manly?
Ball has been lost again.
Play the ball.
They're inviting them really back into the game.
Well, the conditions are very difficult. I mean, it is pouring rain, and this surface here at Manly is not great under these conditions. It's not what we call a modern playing surface. Here's the kick. And Matai is just waiting for this to get into his hands. Look at this. He's there. He's there. And the post stops it. And it goes past Senna Lafayette and back to Paulo. You're talking about players like Mateo. It's difficult for players like him because he likes to hit the line and offload, and in these conditions he's got to think about ball security.
Well, that was him playing the ball, and here's Foran now trying to work with Matai. They worked successfully earlier in the game, but it was much more comfortable out there when all that was happening. Here's Starling now. It's almost a case of hang on to the football and you're going to win this game. Here's the sound of the whistle. It's a penalty. It's a hand on the ball against Parramatta.
Righty, Isaac, wait for the tap here.
So Manly got out of jail against Canberra. Can they do it again?
I don't know what the committee meeting's here about. They're 4 behind. The goal's not going to do them any good. They're nowhere near that 10 metres. Oh, God.
It was Senna Lafayette. Now from Leary, it's going away to Horro. Trebojevic wanting the ball. It's gone back though to Cherry Evans, and now to Foran, now Stewart. And Stewart's taken by Hopewadi. 10 out from the line. 3rd tackle down. And it's a penalty to Manly. It's against the markers for not being square.
Yeah, that were there, mate. Mark's here, boys. With me now. Blake, here's your mark.
Hold here, wait for the tap. Go.
So here they go again, man. Parramatta either losing the ball or giving penalties.
Numbers to the right, Manly.
So Leary fires the ball out in that direction. Cherry Evans for Stewart, Stewart for Lyon. And Jamie will play the ball 8 metres out from the line. Tackled out there by Norman. Stewart goes himself from dummy half and he's a metre short. Lyon there. Lofting the ball back to Cherry Evans. Now centre Lafayette. Jesse takes it 10 metres out. He wants to get up and play it. Held by Moroa. It's Leary from dummy half and he's short of the line. 5 gone. It's Leary, he's lost the ball. In all of the excitement, he loses the ball.
It's just frustration after frustration. Some good Parramatta defence there, even though Manly looked to have beat them a couple of times. But the greasy conditions, the pressure of the situation, the importance of the game is really frustrating Manly into error.
Comment sideline, Brett Finch.
Yeah, great result there from Parramatta. I thought they were hard done by that penalty before. I thought Will Hopewadi had every right to play at the ball and he was onside from marker and they could have dropped their heads but they muscled up. And like Gus said, frustration grows for Manly.
Hold the weight. Hold the weight, Brett. Hold the weight.
The Eels will come away with the ball, but what they have to do is hang on to it. So they use the front rower as a 5/8.
Well, I think kick it as soon as you can. They just keep taking tackle after tackle. They're inviting an error. Just kick it as quick as you can in these conditions.
I think that's out of the Brad Fittler manual, actually. Kick early and chase. Now they're on the 30-metre line. Played by Big Junior. And that's Hopewadi on the 40-metre line. So they're certainly cuddling the ball at the moment. Kelly gets a kick in down over the head here of Tafua. He's hoping it goes. Oh, my goodness. And he then comes out and he's going down the sideline. Left Moroa behind him. Got it to Foran. Here comes Robinson. And here comes Lussick. And they put him down. Medai calling for a penalty, but Trebojevic passes. Mateo, Cherry Evans. Hiku is with the ball. He's got Horro with him. Jamie Lyon is there. Cherry Evans a tap on. And Cherry Evans, it's gone down to ground with Jamie Lyon playing the ball. 12 metres out from the line. Here it comes now from Horro, Cherry Evans, and now with Sow. And Liggy Sow gets it back to Jake Trebojevic. Manly's a metre from the line. Come 100 yards, 100 metres if you like. Cherry Evans for Stewart. He bangs one out to Tafua. He's looking for the corner. The pass is forward. So it's going to be
Here, boys.
a scrum.
Scrum.
Parramatta will get the ball.
What about George Tafua at the other end? Let it go dead. Whoops. Gets out of the way. And now look how close he goes to the sideline. He tippy-toes up there and turns defence into attack. And the last bit, couldn't get the ball there quick enough. George is going in, throws the ball forward.
Wake him up now.
Brett Finn's sideline.
You didn't see that. Paulie just rushed onto the field. He was stuck on the wing where there's Parramatta player Moretta. He was down and out, down in the far corner and didn't make it back after the slide. I think he copped the boot of Tafua. So great work from the Eels to hang on there and great work from Paulie to make a great tackle on the wing.
I've got to say, Beretta running down there and trying to put that much pressure on George Tafua, he turned that into burrito. That was awful play.
He looked like he was competing in the luge.
What was he thinking?
I don't know what he was doing, but it was spectacular.
I was cursing him from here.
Here's Rod. This is what the Space Cadet is talking about.
I think he's hit his head on the back fence. He slid that far.
He's headbutted the back fence eventually. Kelly then puts a kick in, and it's a good kick. Oh! And it stayed in the field of play. Brett Stewart, how did he do that?
That's impossible.
And he was very careful to get his feet back in the field of play before making contact with the ball.
That's impossible. How did he do that?
Well, he's done it.
Have a look at that. Look at this, look at this, look at this.
This is absolutely bizarre, this passage of play. We've got blokes headbutting the back fence. How Stewart got that ball back, I don't know. Now Mateo. Now from Foran to Cherry Evans. They've got a chance out here, but the ball's gone forward. So Parramatta will get
Scrum's
the
here.
feed to a scrum, 35 out.
Well, this is crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Crazy, crazy stuff. Cherry Evans trying. Oh, that's terrible. Look at this. That is brilliant. Now he's got to get both his feet back in the field of play before he touches it. Wow, what a play.
Right in. Let's go, boys.
I'm going to go home tonight and say, geez, love, I saw something very scary today.
Thanks, Corey.
This is dead set, eerie conditions and crazy, crazy football.
Out.
It doesn't get any more bizarre than this. Moroa.
I wish we could get a fingernail monitor for both coaches at the moment. I don't think it'd be doing too well.
So David Gower, who hasn't seen a lot of minutes, will play the ball inside the 30-metre line. They lead by 4. Paulo neatly. And then Norman with a lovely kick down into the in goal. And who did that come off?
Go on. Can you check this, please, mate?
You're going to check this before actually
yeah.
ruling a line dropout.
Hiku took an age to get there. It looks like he's punched it dead. I'm not sure that Sammy's got a hand on this. Yes, he has. Then Hiku after him. It might be a knock on against Radradra.
Knock on.
Will he give himself up, Gus?
Yeah. That's a let off
Wait there.
yet again for Manly.
Time.
What a crazy, crazy period we're going through at the moment.
Right, Benny.
Okay,
It's yours, mate. 0.
Pick me a winner, Rabbits.
Got enough on my plate now without trying to pick winners, do you mind? 2016 in favour of Parramatta with 14 to go. Is this Manly's season? Leary. Parramatta have beaten them the last twice. Can they beat them again? Can they upset this incredible story that has been Manly since they were last about 7 weeks ago? Cherry Evans takes things into his own hand. Jamie Lyon tries to break through. Ball on the ground, Parramatta's possession.
Incredible. There's a few Parramatta players out on their feet at the moment. Hands on hips and starting to feel the heat a little bit.
Played by Hopewati. That's Ma'u. And able to offload to De Grace and then Norman and now Paulie. And knocked on by Morgan. Parramatta's going to get the ball. In fact, Manly are going to get the ball just on Parramatta's side of halfway.
Well, the Parramatta trainer's got to go out and say to the Parramatta players, we are in front. What the hell are we doing?
The instructions would be fairly simple, Gus, wouldn't they? Hit the ball up the middle, kick to the corners, or kick a high ball if we're close enough.
It's won a lot of games, kick, chase, tackle, and in these conditions, it's absolutely perfect. They have the lead. Why are they doing that?
Wait for the ball to be out.
Thursday night, the footy show, and Sam Thaiday is sizzling away with Marty Tapau. And Bo knows the voice finals. That's the footy show at 9:40 on Thursday night after the footy. Could say some Thai food.
Now
Coming Marty Tapau's way.
Now Manly's turned it over.
This is Lasek. So Junior Paulo. The big man gets forced back, but Gower takes possession, takes up the reins. Gower will play it 40 metres out from the line. Paulo wants it again. He's getting through a lot of work for a big man. I didn't think the conditions would suit him, actually, but he's having a blinder of the game. Norman on, pushed on, through the hands. Here's Rut. And a bootlace tackle brings him down from Cherry Evans. 15 out from the line. Norman comes over to Kelly. Inside ball for Gower. David Gower crouches and then succumbs to the tackle. De Goyce, Norman, Kelly. Little kick from Kelly. There's a chance for Holowati, but it's come off his fingers.
Thanks, Shorty.
Makes no difference. It's gone out off Parramatta. Manly are down the wrong end of the park as we look at the clock. 11 to go.
It's starting to become a factor, the clock now, isn't it?
To Fua.
Parramatta look better in defence than they do with the ball.
Eery with a dummy, and then he makes valuable territory. The second tackle is gone, and here's Matai with a run. Penalty goes to Manly against the markers, not square.
Yeah, that was very well milked from Matai. He saw that the marker hadn't got back into position. Clearly.
Cherry Evans, he's not frightened to go for ground.
That's a great kick.
Another great kick from Cherry Evans. He's so confident with those line kicks. He's put a couple of whoppers in today. And here is Manly now down inside the Parramatta 20. We've got the Roosters next Friday, played by Sal. This is Sena Lafeo. Alvaro underneath, makes the tackle. Second tackle, in fact. Now long and high into Cherry Evans. Here's Brett Stewart coming back. And Kelly it is that stops him was Maroa. Mateo has gone into dummy half. Here is Foran. Foran is a metre out from the line. So still a couple left. And it's in the hands of Cherry Evans. And here is Sena Lafeo. Now Trebojevic. And launching himself was poorly. Stewart got a ball away. Picked up by Jamie Lyon. He's going to ground. That's the fifth tackle. They're 10 metres out from the line. Cherry Evans goes across looking for Tafua. The ball bounces. And it's going to be with Parramatta now, the possession.
No touch, scrum. Scrum, no touch. Parable.
Under 9 minutes to go.
It was pretty well played by Opawati, wasn't it? He was right in front. Had Tafua collected the ball. He was very confident that he was going to stop him from going over the line or push him over the sideline. But it was still a big call.
You got up 6. You got to pack in. Wait till it's out.
Rabbitohs and Broncos on Thursday night. That's your Thursday night game, and the Friday night game is Manly versus the Roosters. Both live at 7:30 on the 9 network. That's Paulie. He's a giant of a kid. Massive man. It's Alvaro twisted over onto his back by Trebojevic and Sheehan. So Parramatta have got it outside their 30-metre line now. Played by Gower. Alvaro carries. And there's a high tackle here and a Parramatta penalty.
Right there. Onside. Back here, guys. Back here.
So the Eels gathering their thoughts.
Well, Parramatta's just got to be content now to come down and set up camp down Manly's end of the field. There's only 7 minutes to go. 2 or 3 really good controlled sets of 6. Try and get some repeats. Not give Manly another look at their end of the field for the rest of the game.
This is Maroa under a 3-man Manly tackle. 73 minutes of the game gone. Here's Alvaro again. Play it. That's the 30-metre line in the top right-hand corner. And again, this man, Paulo. And away from Norman, it's gone to Paulie, and he'll play the ball. 20 metres out. They go to the short side. Robinson floats one. Morgan's knocked on.
Yeah.
So Manly will get the loose head, the feed.
Scrum here.
At a scrum 10 metres out from their own line as Morgan can't handle it.
Time off.
No, 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 no! That is not what you do in the dying moments of this game.
It probably seemed like a good idea at the time, Gus, when they called it, but it would be about ball security, putting the line in the ball in behind the line and getting a restart. It mightn't look as flash, but it's twice as successful and can guarantee success.
Well, they're in front. What are they trying to do? Dragons fans have just fallen off the lounge.
Manly have got 6 minutes to dig themselves out of this hole. Matai, that is a heavy tackle from Isaac de Goyce for Bojovic. 35 out from his own line. 4 tackles gone. Cherry Evans through the hands. Foran back for Jamie Lyon. He's taken on the halfway line. Cherry Evans positions himself to kick in. And it's bounced down to Robinson. Cherry Evans picking himself up after a tackle. He was standing adjacent to him. Played by Robinson. Now Hopewadi. Held there by Mateo. His teammate Josh Starling. De Goyce. Alvaro. It's been fairly safe, young Daniel. There's been a fair bit of drop ball, but not him. Ma'u running into Sau, Lingy Sau. Now Kelly, rubber kicks it into touch. Not even Brett Stewart's going to be able to bring that one back.
Well, time's the enemy now for Manly. They got out of it last week. They scored 2 tries in about the last 6 or 7 minutes to get the Raiders. But if you keep putting yourself in this position, you roll the dice and one day you come up with nothing. And the big guns now will be thinking to themselves, we've only probably got 2 sets of 6 here to get a score. The Eels, they actually look good in defence.
Thanks, Lingy. No.
They look terrible with the ball, but they look good in defence.
Manly then, from the scrum wing, playing the ball 25 metres out from their own line. It's Cheekham. And down to the 70s. Oh, it's on the ground for the Brave, and it's picked up by Hopewadi. It could have been really, really serious there if they had have collided, but Hopewadi threw self-preservation out the window. Now Faramo. Manly have got rid of a few tackles there. Here's Gower lofting it up for Lussick. And Darcy Lussick is 5 metres away from the uprights. De Goyce out the back for the ball to finish with Ma'u. He'll play the ball and they'll go to the blind side. It's Robinson by Cherry Evans and Cheekham. This is the last tackle now for Parramatta. Radradra looks it back for Norman to put a little kick in. It came off the feet of Starling, and it's gone back towards Parramatta's position, and he's ordered a knock on. No advantage gain.
There you go.
Scrums here, boys. Bring it up.
There you go. You force the error. Put the pressure on your opposition. Manly fans starting to file from the ground.
Jamie,
they've looked at the clock. 2:55 left.
Jamie there. Let's go, Parramatta.
There are a number of Manly fans thinking that might be it for this season.
Well, the bottom line is that they're now going to have to hope that somebody
Hold it, boys. Hold.
throws in a dusty one and gets beaten to bring them back into the race.
Hold it, hold.
We talked about this earlier as Parramatta win the scrum. They come over to Moroa, operating in the centre of the ground with under 3 minutes to go. Alvaro again with a carry, a safe carry. 2 metres out from the line. And it is the Goyce who's held and put down heavily there by Cheekham. Alvaro the dummy half now. Norman, and Norman gets it out to Morgan. Major thing on his mind was, I've got to hang on to it. Radradra, Norman, Kelly for Lussick, and Lussick is 11 metres out from the line. Last tackle for Parramatta, and there's just over 2 minutes to go. Kelly, and it's come off the hand of Robinson. It's gone. A knock-on has been called. I thought just for a moment he might have let it go as being knocked back.
Change over.
But it's a changeover for Manly.
Well, here it is. They've got to go 90 metres in 6 plays, I think, to keep their season alive.
Trebojevic. Under the 2 minute mark. They're at their own 20-metre line. It's out with Cheekham. Make it to the 30. So now for Mateo. Sweeps it out to Stewart. He goes long, finds Matto, gets inside for Ramo. Ball has come off, I fancy, Parramatta. And it's another scrum. Manly rushing to pack a scrum to get time out.
You can stand up.
Minute 18, minute 17. They'll have time for one set of 6 only. But they haven't looked likely. They really haven't looked likely. When you think about it, the only try in the second half came from a Parramatta drop ball, which was towed through by Hassan.
Okay, bend it. Okay, Michael.
Other than that, the Parramatta defence has held pretty strong.
So Foran comes to the blind side on play number 1. Now he goes to dummy half and uses Mateo. He'll play the ball on the halfway line. The clock goes past 79 minutes. And Trebojevic to Jerry Evans, and then Brett Stewart comes into the play. Gets it away to Jamie Lyons. He's taken down. Tackle just outside the 30. Here is Hiku giving the ball to Cheekham. We'll play it on the 20-metre line.
40 seconds.
You keep counting the time down. It's come away to Cherry Evans. Steps in and away. Comes out to Foran. Foran's pass to ground. Picked up by Matai. Matai goes back to Hiku. Hiku runs towards the centre of the ground. And the referee is calling it back for a knock-on.
Thanks, we're sorry, mate, in here.
Yeah, they're saying Matai's knocked this on. He bobbled it when he went to pick it up. And that will be the ball game. Parramatta, yep, he's bobbled it. Parramatta will win at Brookvale this afternoon.
Well, they haven't won at Brookvale many matches over history. This is the 61st game. It will be only their 18th win here, but it is their 3rd win in a row. Parramatta over Manly. Once here, of course, today, and the other twice at Pertec in the corresponding game last year and the opening game this year. So Parramatta wins what we fancy has been a grand final for Manly, one that they had to win to stay in contention. Now they have to hope that a team in front of them actually falls at the next jump and brings Manly back into it.